AC24 ਦੇ ਅੱਜ ਦੇ ਪ੍ਰੋਗਰਾਮ ਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ ਤੁਹਾਡਾ ਬਹੁਤ ਬਹੁਤ ਸਵਾਗਤ ਹੈ ਜੀ। ਮੈਂ ਹਾਂ ਤੁਹਾਡਾ ਹੋਸਟ ਪੌਲ ਚੀਮਾ ਤੇ ਅੱਜ ਆਪਾਂ ਹੋਰ ਕਈ ਗੱਲਾਂ ਦੇ ਨਾਲ ਅੰਮ੍ਰਿਤ ਸੂਰਾ ਜੀ ਜਿਹੜੇ ਕਿ ਐਬਟਸਫੋਰਡ ਤੋਂ ਸਾਡੇ ਨਾਲ ਜੁੜਨ ਜਾ ਰਹੇ ਆ, ਉਹਨਾਂ ਨਾਲ ਵੀ ਅਸੀਂ ਗੱਲ ਕਰਾਂਗੇ। ਉਹਨਾਂ ਦੇ ਕੁਝ ਵਿਚਾਰ ਸੁਣਾਂਗੇ ਅਸੀਂ ਤੇ ਤੁਹਾਡੇ ਨਾਲ ਸਾਰੀ ਡਿਟੇਲ 'ਚ ਡਿਸਕਸ਼ਨ ਹੁੰਦੀ ਰਹੇਗੀ ਕਿ ਮਾਰਕੀਟ ਕਿੱਧਰ ਨੂੰ ਜਾ ਰਹੀ ਹੈ, ਲੋਕੀ ਇਹਦੇ ਬਾਰੇ ਕੀ ਸੋਚਦੇ ਆ ਤੇ ਤੁਸੀਂ ਇਹਦੇ ਬਾਰੇ ਕੀ ਸੋਚਦੇ ਹੋ। ਸਾਨੂੰ ਤੁਹਾਡੇ ਵਿਚਾਰਾਂ ਦੀ ਤੁਹਾਡੀ ਸੋਚ ਹੈਗੀ ਆ ਉਹਦੀ ਸਾਨੂੰ ਹਮੇਸ਼ਾ ਉਡੀਕ ਰਹੇਗੀ। ਤੁਹਾਡੇ ਮਨ ਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ ਕੀ ਖਿਆਲ ਆਉਂਦੇ ਆ ਅੱਜ ਦੀ ਰੀਅਲ estate ਮਾਰਕੀਟ ਨੂੰ ਲੈ ਕੇ। ਸਭ ਤੋਂ ਪਹਿਲਾਂ ਤਾਂ ਅਸੀਂ ਤੁਹਾਨੂੰ ਸਾਰਿਆਂ ਨੂੰ ਜਿਨ੍ਹਾਂ ਦੇ ਅੱਜ ਜਨਮ ਦਿਨ ਨੇ ਜੀ, ਜਿਨ੍ਹਾਂ ਦੀ ਅੱਜ ਸਾਲਗਿਰਾ ਹੈ, ਜਿਨ੍ਹਾਂ ਦੇ ਘਰ ਨਵ ਜਨਮੇ ਆਏ ਨੇ ਜੀ, ਉਹਨਾਂ ਦੇ ਪਰਿਵਾਰਾਂ 'ਚ ਵਾਧਾ ਹੋਇਆ, ਖੁਸ਼ੀਆਂ ਖੇੜਿਆਂ 'ਚ ਇਨਕਰੀਮੈਂਟ ਹੋਇਆ, ਉਹਨਾਂ ਸਾਰਿਆਂ ਨੂੰ ਲੱਖ ਲੱਖ ਵਧਾਈ ਦਿੰਦੇ। ਅੱਜ ਹਮੇਸ਼ਾ ਵਾਂਗ ਅਸੀਂ ਇੱਕ ਤੁਹਾਡੇ ਨਾਲ ਕੋਟ ਸਾਂਝੀ ਕਰਾਂਗੇ, ਫਿਰ ਅਸੀਂ ਰੀਅਲ estate ਦੇ ਰੁਝਾਨ ਦੀ ਗੱਲ ਕਰਾਂਗੇ ਕਿ ਪਿਛਲੇ 24 ਘੰਟਿਆਂ ਦੇ ਵਿਚਕਾਰ ਮਾਰਕੀਟ ਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ ਕੀ ਮਾਰਕੀਟ 'ਚ ਵਿਕਣ ਲਈ ਆਇਆ ਤੇ ਕੀ ਮਾਰਕੀਟ ਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ ਵਿਕ ਗਿਆ ਜਾਂ ਨਹੀਂ ਵਿਕਿਆ ਜਾਂ ਡੀਲਾਂ ਕਲੋਜ਼ ਨਹੀਂ ਹੋਈਆਂ, ਉਹਨਾਂ ਦਾ ਡਾਟਾ ਮੈਂ ਤੁਹਾਡੇ ਨਾਲ ਡਿਸਕਸ ਕਰੂੰਗਾ। ਕੁਝ ਜਨਰਲ ਗੱਲ ਕਰਾਂਗੇ ਮਾਰਕੀਟ ਦੇ ਟ੍ਰੈਂਡ ਦੀ, ਮੌਰਗੇਜ ਦੀ ਗੱਲ ਕਰਾਂਗੇ, ਮੌਰਗੇਜ ਰੇਟਸ ਦੀ ਤੁਹਾਡੇ ਨਾਲ ਡਿਟੇਲ ਜਾਣਕਾਰੀ ਸਾਂਝੀ ਕੀਤੀ ਜਾਏਗੀ, ਤੁਹਾਡੇ ਆਪਸ਼ਨਸ ਕਿਹੜੇ ਹੈਗੇ ਆ ਉਹਨਾਂ ਬਾਰੇ ਗੱਲ ਕੀਤੀ ਜਾਏਗੀ ਤੇ ਅਸੀਂ ਇਦਾਂ ਹੀ ਆਪਣੇ ਪ੍ਰੋਗਰਾਮ ਵੱਲ ਵਧਦੇ ਰਵਾਂਗੇ। ਅਸੀਂ ਮਿਸਟਰ ਅੰਮ੍ਰਿਤ ਸੂਰਾ ਦਾ ਇੰਤਜ਼ਾਰ ਕਰਾਂਗੇ ਤੇ ਸ਼ਾਇਦ ਉਹ ਹਾਲੇ ਤੱਕ ਇੱਥੇ ਤਿਆਰ ਨਹੀਂ ਹੋਏ, ਸ਼ਾਇਦ ਕੋਟ ਪੈਂਟ ਪਾ ਰਹੇ ਹੋਣੇ ਆ, ਪਰ ਜਦੋਂ ਸਾਡੇ ਕੋਲ ਆ ਗਏ ਅਸੀਂ ਤੁਹਾਡੇ ਅੱਗੇ ਉਹਨਾਂ ਨੂੰ ਰੂਬਰੂ ਕਰਦੇ ਨੇ। ਉਹ ਐਬਟਸਫੋਰਡ ਤੋਂ ਬੜੀ ਵਧੀਆ ਜਾਣਕਾਰੀ ਲੈ ਕੇ ਆਉਂਦੇ ਆ ਤੇ ਮੈਂ ਉਹਨਾਂ ਨੂੰ ਮੈਸੇਜ ਕਰ ਦਿੰਦਾ ਜੀ। ਇਨ ਕੇਸ ਉਹਨਾਂ ਨੂੰ ਕੋਈ ਦਿੱਕਤ ਆ ਰਹੀ ਹੋਈ ਜੁਆਇਨ ਕਰਨ ਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ, ਵੈਸੇ ਤਾਂ ਮੇਰੇ ਤੋਂ ਪਹਿਲਾਂ ਇੱਥੇ ਪਹੁੰਚ ਜਾਂਦੇ ਆ, ਪਰ ਅੱਜ ਸਟੂਡੀਓ ਚੱਲਦਾ ਕਿ ਉਹਨਾਂ ਦੇ ਦਰਸ਼ਨ ਨਹੀਂ ਹੋਏ। ਅਸੀਂ ਦੇਖ ਰਹੇ ਹਾਂ ਕਿ ਮਾਰਕੀਟ ਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ ਪਿੱਛੇ ਜੇ ਜਦੋਂ ਕੋਵਿਡ ਚੱਲਦਾ ਸੀਗਾ, ਟੋਰਾਂਟੋ ਰੀਜਨਲ ਰੀਅਲ estate ਬੋਰਡ ਨੇ ਇੱਕ ਇਹਨਾਂ ਦਾ ਬਾਇਲਾ ਹੁੰਦਾ ਜਿਹਨੂੰ ਰੂਲ R345 ਕਿਹਾ ਜਾਂਦਾ, ਉਹ ਸਸਪੈਂਡ ਕਰ ਦਿੱਤਾ ਸੀਗਾ। ਉਹਦੇ ਬਾਰੇ ਅਸੀਂ ਥੋੜੀ ਜਿਹੀ ਜ਼ਿਕਰ ਕਰਾਂਗੇ, ਪਰ ਇਸ ਤੋਂ ਪਹਿਲਾਂ ਕਿ ਅਸੀਂ ਚੱਲੀਏ ਅਸੀਂ ਗੱਲ ਕਰਨੀ ਚਾਹਾਂਗੇ ਕਿ ਜਿਹੜੀ ਸਾਡੀ ਕੋਟ ਹੁੰਦੀ ਆ ਉਹ ਤੁਹਾਡੇ ਅੱਗੇ ਲੈ ਕੇ ਅਸੀਂ ਹਮੇਸ਼ਾ ਵਾਂਗ ਆਉਂਦੇ ਆ। ਸਾਨੂੰ ਚੰਗਾ ਲੱਗਦਾ, ਇਹਦੇ ਨਾਲ ਸਾਨੂੰ ਕੁਝ ਪੋਜ਼ਿਟਿਵ ਸੋਚ ਮਿਲਦੀ ਹੈ ਤੇ ਨਾਲ ਹੀ ਅਸੀਂ ਸ਼ਾਇਦ ਕਿਸੇ ਨਾ ਕਿਸੇ ਨੂੰ ਥੋੜਾ ਜਿਹਾ ਪ੍ਰਭਾਵਿਤ ਕਰ ਦਿੰਦੇ ਆ ਕਿ ਉਹਨਾਂ ਦੀ ਵੀ ਸੋਚ ਜਿਹੜੀ ਹੈ ਬਦਲ ਸਕਦੀ। ਚੱਕ ਸਵਿੰਡਲ ਇਸ ਨਾਂ ਨਾਲ ਜਾਣੇ ਜਾਂਦੇ ਨੇ ਜੀ। ਇਹਨਾਂ ਦਾ ਐਕਚੁਅਲ ਨਾਮ ਜਿਹੜਾ ਸੀਗਾ ਚਾਰਲਸ ਰੋਜ਼ਲ ਸਵਿੰਡੋਲ, SWINDOLL ਦੇ ਨਾਂ ਦੇ ਉੱਤੇ ਇਹਨਾਂ ਦਾ ਮਤਲਬ ਜਨਮ ਦਾ ਨਾਮ ਸੀਗਾ। 18 ਅਕਤੂਬਰ 1934 ਨੂੰ ਇਹ ਪੈਦਾ ਹੋਏ। ਕ੍ਰਿਸਚੀਅਨ ਪੈਸਟਰ ਹੈ ਜੀ, ਇਵੈਂਜੈਲੀਕਲ ਜਿਹੜਾ ਇਹਨਾਂ ਦਾ ਹੈਗਾ, ਪਤਾ ਨਹੀਂ ਇਹਨੂੰ ਮਤਲਬ ਇੰਨੀ ਡਿਟੇਲ ਦਾ ਮੈਨੂੰ ਨਹੀਂ ਪਤਾ। It's called evangelical Christianity or evangelical Protestantism. Is a worldwide interdenominational movement within Protestant Christianity, with Protestant Christianity that within Protestant Christianity that affirms the centrality of being born again, in which an individual experiences personal conversion. ਇਹ ਉਹਨੂੰ ਬਿਲੋਂਗ ਕਰਦੇ ਆ ਜੀ। ਪੈਸਟਰ ਨੇ, ਆਥਰ ਨੇ, ਐਜੂਕੇਟਰ ਨੇ, ਰੇਡੀਓ ਪ੍ਰੀਚਰ ਨੇ। ਇਹਨਾਂ ਨੇ ਇੱਕ ਆਰਗੇਨਾਈਜੇਸ਼ਨ ਲਾਂਚ ਕੀਤੀ ਸੀਗੀ ਜਿਹਦਾ ਨਾਮ ਰੱਖਿਆ ਗਿਆ ਸੀ ਇਨਸਾਈਟ ਫॉर ਲਿਵਿੰਗ, ਜਿਹਦੇ ਹੈੱਡਕੁਆਰਟਰ ਜਿਹੜੇ ਆ ਫ੍ਰਿਜ਼ਨੋ ਟੈਕਸਾਸ ਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ ਹੈਗੇ ਆ। ਇਹ ਇੱਕ ਰੇਡੀਓ ਪ੍ਰੋਗਰਾਮ ਬ੍ਰੌਡਕਾਸਟ ਕਰਦੇ ਆ ਇਸੇ ਨਾਮ ਦੇ ਨਾਲ on more than 2000 stations worldwide in 15 languages. ਅੱਜ ਕੱਲ ਉਹ ਸੀਨੀਅਰ ਪੈਸਟਰ ਨੇ ਜੀ ਐਟ ਸਟੋਨਬ੍ਰਾਇਰ ਕਮਿਊਨਿਟੀ ਚਰਚ ਇਨ ਫ੍ਰਿਸਕੋ, ਮਾਈ ਬੈਡ, ਟੈਕਸਸ। ਇਸ ਵਕਤ ਜੀ 87 ਇਅਰਸ ਦੇ ਨੇ, ਐਕਟਿਵ ਨੇ ਚੰਗਾ ਕੰਮ ਕਰ ਰਹੇ ਆ, ਜ਼ਿੰਦਗੀ 'ਚ ਕਾਮਯਾਬ ਨੇ ਜੀ। ਤੇ ਇਹਨਾਂ ਦੀ ਜਿਹੜੀ ਇਹਨਾਂ ਨੇ ਕੁਝ ਪਬਲੀਕੇਸ਼ਨਸ ਵੀ ਇਹਨਾਂ ਦੀ ਹੈਗੀਆਂ ਨੇ ਜਿਹੜੀਆਂ ਕਿ ਇਹਨਾਂ ਨੇ ਮਤਲਬ ਪੜ੍ਹੀਆਂ ਨੇ ਜਾਂ ਡਿਟੇਲ ਕੀਤੀ ਹੈ ਉਹਦੇ ਬਾਰੇ। ਸਵਿੰਡਲ ਦਾ ਵਿਆਹ ਜੀ ਕਹਿੰਦੇ ਜੀ ਜੂਨ 18 1955 ਚ ਹੋਇਆ ਸੀਗਾ ਵਿਦ ਸਿੰਥੀਆ ਐਂਡ ਪਾਰਕਰ। ਉਹ ਪਿਆਨਿਸਟ ਸੀਗੇ ਜੀ ਐਟ ਅ ਬੈਪਟਿਸਟ ਚਰਚ ਇਨ ਗੈਲੀਨਾ ਪਾਰਕ ਟੈਕਸਸ। ਇਹਨਾਂ ਦੇ 4 ਬੱਚੇ ਆ ਜੀ, 10 ਗ੍ਰੈਂਡ ਚਿਲਡਰਨ ਹੈ ਐਂਡ 7 ਗ੍ਰੇਟ ਗ੍ਰੈਂਡ ਚਿਲਡਰਨ। 87 ਈਅਰ 올ਡ ਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ ਇੰਨਾ ਵੱਡਾ ਇਹਨਾਂ ਦਾ ਫੈਮਿਲੀ ਵਧੀ ਹੋਈ ਆ। ਤੋ ਇਹਨਾਂ ਨੇ ਜਿਹੜੀ ਕੋਟ ਦਿੱਤੀ ਉਹ ਤੁਹਾਡੀ ਸਕਰੀਨ ਦੇ ਉੱਤੇ ਹੈਗੀ ਹੈ ਜੀ। ਕਹਿੰਦੇ ਲਾਈਫ ਇਜ਼ 10% what happens and 90% how I react to it, and this is so true. Life is 10% what happens। ਮੈਂ to me ਕੱਟ ਰਿਹਾ ਜੀ ਕਿਉਂਕਿ ਇਹਨੂੰ ਜਨਰਲਾਈਜ਼ ਕਰਨਾ ਤੇ ਆਪਾਂ ਇਹਨੂੰ ਜਨਰਲਾਈਜ਼ ਦੇ ਹਿਸਾਬ ਨਾਲ we have to remove reference to I and me। So life is 10% of what happens to someone and 90% how someone responds, reacts to it. And this is exactly how one of my daughter, they had some, misunderstanding with some people at a theater, bad arguments started, and my younger daughter decided to move away and come back home. While my elder daughter was kind of very aggressive, she can take things head on, and nobody was wrong. But one chose her career over little, petty fight. The other one was very protective. Nobody was wrong. I appreciated both of them for their course of action, but eventually they came back with free passes and their refund. So सोच ये है कि थोड़ा response life ਦੇ occurrences ਉੱਤੇ ਕੀ ਹੈਗਾ, that is very very important। ਜੇ ਤੁਸੀਂ reactive ਦੀ ਬਜਾਏ responsive ਹੋ ਜਾਓਗੇ, ਲਾਈਫ ਕੈਨ ਬੀ ਵੇ ਬੈਟਰ। ਅਸੀਂ ਰਿਐਕਟਿਵ ਬਹੁਤ ਹੋ ਜਾਂਦੇ, ਸਾਨੂੰ ਕਿਸੇ ਨੇ ਕੁਝ ਕਹਿ ਦਿੱਤਾ ਅਸੀਂ ਨਾਲ ਦੇ ਨਾਲ ਸੋਟਾ ਚੱਕ ਲੈਣੇ ਕਿ ਸਿਰ ਪਾੜ ਦੇਣਾ। ਪਰ ਜੇ ਤੁਸੀਂ ਉਹਨੂੰ ਠੰਡੇ ਦਿਮਾਗ ਨਾਲ ਸੋਚੋਗੇ ਤਾਂ ਮੇਬੀ ਇਟ ਵਿਲ ਬੀ ਅ ਫਿਊਟਿਲ ਐਕਸਰਸਾਈਜ਼ ਫॉर ਯੂ। ਤੁਸੀਂ ਨਹੀਂ ਯਾਰ ਛੱਡ ਇਹ ਬੇਵਕੂਫ ਬੰਦਾ, ਮੈਂ ਇਹਦੇ ਨਾਲ ਕਾਹਨੂੰ ਮੱਥਾ ਮਾਰਨਾ। ਸੋ ਦੈਟ ਇਜ਼ ਹਾਊ ਯੂ ਰਿਸਪੌਂਡ। ਸੋ ਲਾਈਫ ਇਜ਼ 10% what happens to me and 90% of how I react to it। A fabulous quote ਆਈ, ਮੈਨੂੰ ਬੜੀ ਚੰਗੀ ਲੱਗੀ ਹੈ, ਮੈਨੂੰ ਅੱਛਾ ਲੱਗਾ ਕਿ ਤੁਹਾਡੇ ਨਾਲ ਮੈਂ ਸ਼ੇਅਰ ਕੀਤੀ ਹੈ। ਅੰਮ੍ਰਿਤ ਸੂਰਾ ਜੀ ਸਾਡੇ ਨਾਲ ਆ ਗਏ ਹੈ, ਅਸੀਂ ਹੁਣ ਉਹਨਾਂ ਨੂੰ ਸਕਰੀਨ ਦੇ ਉੱਤੇ ਲੈ ਕੇ ਆਵਾਂਗੇ। ਮੈਂ ਤੁਹਾਡੇ ਨਾਲ ਗੱਲ ਕੀਤੀ ਸੀਗੀ ਕਿ ਟੋਰਾਂਟੋ ਰੀਜਨਲ ਰਜਿਸਟਰਡ ਬੋਰਡ ਨੇ R345 ਜਿਹੜਾ ਰੂਲ ਹੈ, ਸ਼ਾਇਦ ਤੁਹਾਨੂੰ ਕਿਹਾ ਇਹਨੂੰ ਐਜ਼ ਕਾਮਨ ਮੈਨ ਲੇਮੈਨ ਨਹੀਂ ਉਸ ਬਾਰੇ ਪਤਾ, ਪਰ ਉਹ ਹੁੰਦਾ ਕਿ ਜਦੋਂ ਲਿਸਟਿੰਗ ਸਿਸਟਮ ਤੇ ਅਪਲੋਡ ਹੁੰਦੀ ਹੈ it should be available for showings right away. There cannot be any remark in a listing that says, oh, listing available for showing from 10 days from now or 5 days from now. It should be available the moment it goes online on the board's multiple listing service or MLS platform. No denying it should be able to accept offers at the same time, and if you cannot show the property, it must be suspended. ਟੋਰਾਂਟੋ ਰੀਜਨਲ ਰੀਅਲ ਏਸਟੇਟ ਬੋਰਡ ਨੇ ਇਹ ਜਿਹੜਾ ਰੂਲ ਹੈਗਾ ਕੋਵਿਡ ਦੇ ਦੌਰਾਨ ਸਸਪੈਂਡ ਕਰ ਦਿੱਤਾ ਸੀਗਾ ਟੂ ਮਿਟੀਗੇਟ ਦਾ ਰਿਸਕ ਆਫ ਇਨਫੈਕਸ਼ਨ। ਪਰ ਹੁਣ ਕਿਉਂਕਿ ਇਨਫੈਕਸ਼ਨ ਜਿਹੜੀ ਹੈ ਸਾਡੇ ਤਕਰੀਬਨ ਕੰਟਰੋਲ 'ਚ ਆ, ਫਰੋਮ 6th of September any listing that goes on MLS on or after September 6th should be available for showings and accepting offers or home inspections right away. No excuse to that. So ਇਹਦੇ ਨਾਲ ਅਸੀਂ ਹੁਣ ਆਪਣੇ ਜਿਹੜੇ ਸਾਡੇ ਗੈਸਟ ਹੈਗੇ ਐਬਟਸਫੋਰਡ ਤੋਂ ਬੜੀ ਦੂਰ ਤੋਂ ਆਉਂਦੇ ਜਨਾਬ, ਫਲਾਈਟ ਦੀ ਟਿਕਟ ਜਿਹੜੀ ਹੈ ਤਕਰੀਬਨ $500 ਪੈਂਦੀ ਹੈ, ਸਿਰਫ ਤੁਹਾਡੇ ਨਾਲ ਇਨਫੋਰਮੇਸ਼ਨ ਸ਼ੇਅਰ ਕਰਨ ਲਈ ਆਉਂਦੇ, ਇਸ ਕਰਕੇ ਉਹਨਾਂ ਨੂੰ ਜ਼ਰੂਰ ਸੁਣਿਆ ਕਰੋ ਜੇ। ਤੇ ਜੇ ਤੁਹਾਨੂੰ ਉਹਦਾ ਸੈਗਮੈਂਟ ਚਾਹੀਦਾ ਕਨਵਰਸੇਸ਼ਨ ਦਾ, ਮੇਰੇ ਨਾਲ ਕਾਲ ਕਰ ਲਿਓ। ਯੂ ਕੈਨ ਆਲਵੇਜ਼ ਗਿਵ ਹਿਮ ਅ ਕਾਲ ਐਟ 778-999-1531 Amrit Sura, top realtor from Abbotsford, BC. Sarji, welcome to the stage.
Thank you so much
Take
for
it away,
having
sir.
me once again.
Mr. Sura,
Hope
I
you're doing
cannot
well.
hear you.
Hello?
Give me 1 second,
hear me?
maybe something is wrong at my end, not at your end. Yes.
Hi.
Yeah, so my Bluetooth monitor is not working right, so I will be hearing through the speakers.
Oh, great. Okay. Well, thank you for having me once again. What a wonderful day. Again, the platform is appreciated. A lot of value here with what you're offering to people, obviously, and with the way the changing dynamics are. People are in a fear fear mode at the present time. However, I've got good news. Now, how can I bring good news to you? Um, well, as I was printing out the stats today, looking at long term change, right? So when I looked at the 10-year change, 10 years, there was 190% increase in value of somebody's property, with all ranges of property, basically. So when we think about long term, we're going to be in a beneficial position.
Hmm.
If we're reactive, like you just mentioned, made reference to a quote again, you know, human beings being creatures of nature and being very reactive, we're often looking for instantaneous results. Now,
Yes.
instantaneous results don't often happen. So you have to have the patience and the fortitude to persevere, right? So yes, there's been declines. I mean, looking at Abbotsford right now, 1 month change minus 3.5%, 3 month change minus 7.7%. So, however, if you look at the difference between 1 year change, there's been a 19.9% increase in the price of or the value of your homes. Okay, so yes, there's going to be some stagnation to activity, and how long properties stay on the market as opposed to being released quickly and sold quickly. Generally, the consensus is to have a longer term range expectation for your investment. So
You're right.
that's the good news we bring. Now, on technicalities wise, as far as what the Bank of Canada is doing for the sake of reducing the inflation, they're tightening the belt basically, and at the end of the day, will it help? There's definitely going to be some kind of out of the box thinking for finance houses in order to encourage and engage more consumers. So I think overall, the key is to be patient. We are seeing an uptake in more people requesting information on certain areas. Like Abbotsford, Mission, and Langley are certainly seeing a considerable drop in the single family home ranges where last year people were thinking of townhomes. Now they're in the price bracket of single family homes based on the price difference. Now it just means a matter of them making sure they can perform on the financial aspect. So I think by the end of September, we'll see a lot more activity. I mean, if we look at the significant change on number of sales since.
So, Mr. Sura, hold on
Yes.
for a minute. So,
Mhm.
what you were saying, in 10 years, the values of the homes went up by 190%.
190%.
That's a lot. 10 years. So if someone bought a
10.
property for, let's say, $200,000 way
Mhm.
back, oh, something gone wrong on the calculator. Why do things fail? They keep posing me some challenges and I have to reset them all the time. This is our
You've got your
commercial calculator. So 20,000, 200,000. Maybe my calculator was frozen because it couldn't believe what it just heard. So that property 10 years ago was $200,000. Now we're looking at 190% increase. That means the property is now $580,000 in value. That means the person gained about $380,000 in 10 years, right?
Right.
$380,000 in 10 years divided by 10. So every year, other than living expenses, they are making $38,000 per year on a ballpark figure,
Right. If you
right?
look at the averages,
That's
right? Yes.
that's a lot.
I mean, for the home creating some kind of uh, equity for you, as far as being one, it's being utilized as shelter, and two, there's a difference in the current market price, uh, basically also because of demand, right?
Yes,
Now,
yes.
will will it be a significant decline? I mean, currently in some areas it's just single digit that it's going down in price, but I
You're
don't
right.
see it going down more than it is right now over the last month, um, because at the end of the day, there's going to be a constraint on supply as well. As things increase in price, maybe the developers might hold off. Like there was an announcement in Toronto, they're holding off on 10,000 condominiums at the present time, um, which which tells us that the price of materials is definitely going to impact uh, the ability for a developer to put out the product to market.
Yeah.
Now, existing product is going to see more demand because more and more people are going to emigrate, more and more people are going to relocate from other parts of Canada. Um, the other day, we ran into a family from Halifax at one of the new launches that we have in Coquitlam. So the although the price parameters are quite significantly high, the desire to relocate is still there.
Yes.
So we're quite excited about that. And then if we compare the number of sales in July 2022 to July 2021, there's about half the amount of sales in Abbotsford. So there were 54 sales in July 2021,
54 sales.
54 sales for the townhouses,
Uh-huh.
and that that turned to 23 sales in July 2022.
23
So
sales.
there
Okay.
there was a significant change of 59% or 57%, and then detached detached in Abbotsford 116 July 2021, and July 2022 was 49. So there's another 57% decline. So on average, there's
Yeah.
been a 50% change in the amount of activity. Um, and keep in mind, there's still holiday season, right? Holiday
Yes, and this is
season, there
kind of a regular market scenario. It happens similarly in every market year. Like,
right?
because July, August are always the slowest months. That happened.
Yes,
But telling that the market, the house prices went down by 3.5% over 1 month, and if I picked it right, it was 7.7% drop over the 3 months,
3 months, correct.
right? and then in 1 year the market prices, average prices went down by 19.9%.
Exactly.
Is this data for Abbotsford or a larger area,
So
Mr.
that's in
Sur?
Abbots. Like I picked out Abbotsford because we're here in Abbotsford. I mean, we could pick out any area in the Lower Mainland.
But is this Abbotsford?
Yeah, this is currently Abbotsford.
Okay, well, this is Abbotsford. How much population do you have in Abbotsford? Like, is it a very large area? I never looked up at that.
So Abbotsford is currently, I think, I believe it's 150, and the aim is to get to 200,000 in
Okay,
by
all right.
2030.
Yeah, I just checked into the system. It is 380 kilometers square area. Wow, that's a lot. It's a big
Yes,
municipality, I guess.
it is.
And the population is $150,000 as per 2017
Yeah.
survey. It could be way more now. We need more babies there.
Well, they're coming, and I
To
think
create a
the
demand, you should have more babies.
yeah, it's a significant area. I mean, again, it was um, very far, like very conducive to farm activity. So a
Uh-huh.
lot of the, a lot of blueberry farms, raspberry farms. I'm sure that blueberry season is in, and maybe
Oh,
you're seeing blueberries across the dinner table, out there as well. Maybe some of them are from Abbotsford. Now, I like when I traveled a lot. I did a lot of work in other countries, and sometimes I'd be shopping in a city in the Middle East, and I'd come across mushrooms, and I say, "Oh wow, I know this mushroom growers in my area, right?" So significant impact from a very little city yet, and we have an international airport this weekend. They have the air show, Abbotsford Air Show.
oh,
um,
okay.
so there'll be definitely lots of traffic on the freeway. So at the end of the day, having an
Well,
international
I will interrupt you for a while, but I'm looking at this picture of Abbotsford that is
yes,
pretty moving.
yeah,
So this
uh,
tells me that I should be there.
yes, come along and you'll love it.
It's
That's
so
Mount
beautiful.
Baker. Yeah,
This scene is beautiful, and this is what I die for. When I was in Chandigarh,
yeah,
we could see the mountains from our city, Chandigarh, the
yes,
Shivalik Hills, and on a
uh-huh.
clear day after rain, the mountains will be visible. You put on a
Wow,
binocular, you can even see the traffic going on the roads. That was
wow.
how the view used to be, and I so loved it. This is very natural for human beings to be attracted towards two things: water and mountains,
Hmm.
right?
Yeah, just the
So,
sheer awe. Yeah,
and I
exactly.
see the Abbotsford is geographically the largest municipality in British Columbia,
Hmm.
and about 70% of it is designated agriculture land reserve. It's
Yes.
also home to over 1,300 farms, which means fresh food options are everywhere, from fruits and vegetables to meat and dairy products. It's also known to host some great events: food truck festival, Abbotsford International Air Show. That's what you just spoke about. Is
This weekend.
is in August.
Yeah, yeah.
Oh
This week.
wow! Oh wow!
So
Which
yeah,
days in August? 5, 6,
seven
and 7. Oh, it's just down the lane, right? Tomorrow.
tomorrow,
Tomorrow, day after,
Saturday and Sunday.
and day after tomorrow. Oh
Yeah.
wow! Do
So I
you go
know my.
see it?
Well, you can see it. Like I go to. I'm at my office. I don't go because again, I can see it from my office if I can see
Really?
the planes. and then my nephew and nieces, they're going. They go every year. Their dad likes to fly, and I think my nieces, they're of age now that they can start learning how to fly.
Hmm.
So the youngest being 12 and 14. So the my 14-year-old niece will start flying very soon.
So, Amrit, I do have enough air miles that I can take a free flight to BC.
Okay. Oh my goodness, that's awesome.
Maybe fly in tomorrow and come back in the evening. That
So
would be a
you
fabulous trip.
yeah, you were also in the armed forces, am I correct?
No, no, no. I was in police department, never in military. I wanted to be, but no, I couldn't. So the air show tickets, they are about sold out, runway seating $10, sold out on site $15. It's still available. And
Yeah.
3 days pass $50. It's not expensive. It's
And
pretty
there's the
inexpensive
Remax.
event.
There's the Remax tent. You see it?
Remax?
Remax tent is there. You see on the right side? No, no, right there
Oh
where you
yeah,
were.
yeah, yeah. This one here.
That's awesome.
Super awesome.
Yeah.
Super awesome. Well, I think I
I
should
think they
just take
get
a
it.
flight.
Yeah. They take a. I think they buy a family pass and then they just go any day over the weekend, and they have easy access to the hangars,
Hmm.
and they sit there and watch.
Wow.
So
So mainly agricultural land and the housing in Abbotsford is pretty inexpensive too. So what's the average price of, let's say, four-bedroom detached home?
so the benchmark price is now at about 909,000 at the
Nine
present
ninety
time.
thousand dollars.
909.
So how does it work closing there? Because I know there are conditions. You call them differently than us. We just call them conditional offer. You have some different terminology there, I guess.
Subjects, yes, subject conditions. So
Subject to
obviously,
conditions.
any
Subject to
any
condition. Okay.
any recommendation for a buyer is to make sure that you have the condition to um, accommodate your financing,
Mm-hmm.
condition to inspection, condition to reading strata documents if applicable on a townhouse,
Yeah.
title review. All of those conditions are a necessity because at the end of the day, you don't want to be going in blind, right?
Yeah.
So subject conditions could be between 7 and uh, 14 days, depending on the state of the market. Now, some I've had to ask for a minimum of 10 working days for making sure that the buyer can get the financing they require, because as you know, I mean, the bankers have to have at least five days minimum um, to get the appropriate financing. And then normally what happens is once the financing aspect is achieved,
Mm-hmm.
then you can organize a home inspection. So because if you're not going to get the financing, why would you do the home inspection on the first day? Because
Mm-hmm.
you're going to spend nearly $600 for an inspector to come and find out um, what what the buyer has to prepare themselves for. Uh,
Mm-hmm.
condition a condition report of the components of the dwelling, whether it's an apartment or whether it's a single family house.
Okay.
And then if you're going into acreages, then you have to make sure that, okay, there's going to be a septic field inspection or a well report. So those kind of things make a difference as well. And you want to make sure you have enough time
Hmm.
because you don't want to tie up the property for too long, and not be able to move on or expect the seller is going to be appreciative. Now, in some markets, the sellers and their agents will prepare. Maybe they'll prepare a pre-inspection report,
Hmm.
or they'll have all the documentations necessary. If it's an acreage, then they'll say, okay, here you go. You'll have the specific details for the well. You'll have the specific details for the septic field, and the annual maintenance of the sewage tank,
Hmm.
septic tank, sorry, and then move on from there. So with apartments or townhouse complexes, sometimes depending on the age, they will have a depreciation report. Now, with the depreciation report, there's a thorough engineering study done where the
Hmm.
strata appoints an engineering firm to go over the entire complex and go through all of the components of the buildings and make sure that they're addressed, and see what requires attention and how much of a lifespan they have remaining. So someone could then take that report and say, okay, we're going to get the inside of our unit inspected. We have the condition report, which is provided by the strata company. A review can then be done of that as well, as part of the package that you do for subject removal, and then you move
Yeah.
forward. Right?
Ms. Sura, I will
So,
come back to you in a second. Let's take a quick break and
okay.
we'll be back. Are you looking for a reliable legal office that can handle your closing in the most effective manner? If yes, please get in touch with Rakesh Joshi at 416 213 8600. Joshi Law Office provides all the legal advices about real estate law, business law, immigration laws, notarization and affidavits, wills and trust. Give them a call today, 416 213 8600. Are you looking for reliable immigration services? If yes, contact Sukhi Paul at 647 296 4575 or office phone number 905 790 8877. They are located at 219 220 at 7956 Torban Road. It's right at the intersection of Torban Road and Steeles Avenue West. Contact them for all kind of visa services. Finding an honest and diligent insurance and investment advisor is a rarity these days. If you are looking for great advice, contact Mr. Bhupendra Mane, who is the regional director of Cosmos Financial Center. They are located at Union number 8, 30 Top Flight Drive, Mississauga. The phone number to call is 647 448 6229. Give them a call today. Is your business suffering from performance? If yes, it is the right time to call Ravinder Duggi at 416 807 7986. She will find out the weak points and the points where the performance issues are paramount and help you fix those issues. Give her a call today. Do not be late. Are you looking to buy or sell your home or any commercial real estate? If yes, call me today at 647 333 2273 or 647 328 3279. I provide services in real estate and mortgages. I am mortgage broker with Akal Mortgages Inc., where when we say yes, we stand behind our promise. Reach out to me today. Do you want to shop right without burning your pockets? If yes, please visit Monisha Discount Warehouse at 377 Burnhamthorpe Road, East Mississauga, Ontario. They are the best. They have all kind of Indian, Pakistani and other local stuff that you can buy at literally throwaway prices. Contact them at 905-361-0773. Manisha Discount Warehouse. D.P. Jain is a well-known name in the fields of accounting. You can contact him today at his cell number 416-305-0080 or his office number 905-790-9327. Once you start working with him, you will never want to leave him. He is 5-star professional. Call him today. D.P. Jain Professional Corporation. PC24 RETV is heard over so many different channels. If you want to promote your business for free, call me at 647-333-2273. You can also send your artwork to contact@paulcheema.com. We are here to be partners in your business success. 647-333-2273. We are back in our PC24 RETV segment. We are speaking with Amrit Sura of Abbotsford. You can reach him at 778-999-1531 for all things real estate. He serves Abbotsford and nearby municipalities. Give him a shout. Once again, his phone number to call is 778-999-1531. He is an important connection for you for all things real estate. If you are not aware about Canadian economy versus world, as per June 27, 2022, Canada was 9th in world economies. The top 3 economies are: number 1, United States; number 2, China; number 3, Japan. How ironical that GDP of Canada is at the 9th position in the world ranking, and India is at number 6. Wow. UK comes at number 5. Germany comes at number 4. So this is how our economy is performing. So more GDP means better living conditions. There are certain things people look at when talking about GDP. One is nominal GDP, one is purchase power GDP. The nominal GDP is basically the world over economy situation, how things are moving worldwide, and then calculating nominal GDPs. Where purchase power GDP basically takes into account dollar fluctuations. They equalize the currencies. Let's say they are comparing with Canada and US. The price of car, if they are working on price of car between Canada and US, they will convert to the dollar value of one country, either in US dollars or in Canadian dollars, to see how things are moving. Nominal GDP does not take into account the living conditions of a country, while purchase power GDP actually considers the living standards. But there are so many fallacies between both systems. But anyways, coming back to Canadian economy, we are at number 9. Hopefully we'll improve if Trudeau leaves the country. We have some better prime minister. Maybe we have Amrit Sura as Prime Minister of Canada. We can do better. So we are still looking at tightening labor conditions. As per the report from Royal Bank of Canada Economics, they expect Canadian and US labor markets to have added jobs in July, albeit both at a slower pace than earlier in pandemic recovery. They also expect the Canadian employment count edged up 15,000 to partially offset a 43,000 drop in June. In addition, RBC also thinks unemployment rate will tick higher to 5% from the record low back to at least 1976, 4.9% in June, with the number of people looking for work bouncing back from a decline of almost 100,000 in June. In America, employment growth likely slowed to a still strong 250,000 in July, alongside a tick up in the unemployment rate to 3.7%. In both these countries, demand for workers is running well above pre-pandemic levels. Apply for a job and you are going to find a job very quickly. Not much competition these days. So this is the job wages have been on the rise because of shortage in labor. So just like everyone else, demand supply, employers need more employees, and employees seeing the lesser number of people coming up are asking for more money. That is putting stress on industries. They have to pay more, and once they start paying more, it's very difficult for them to cut back to where they were originally. We did talk about the migration data from Ontario. We shared this information with you guys a few days back. We also spoke about the Quebec, Alberta have similar kind of movement from 2019 to 2020 to 2020 to 21. The orange color is 20/21. The blue line is for 2019 and 2020 migration. You see a shift going. These are people who are moving from Ontario to different provinces across Canada. The highest is seen in British Columbia, crossing over 20,000 people, and in Alberta as well as in Quebec. I think because those 2 points overlapped, we don't see Quebec here, but Quebec is also up by more or less similar amount. They are now close to 16,000 people up. So, Amrit, when people migrate, demands also shift. People are migrating for many reasons, right? Maybe better jobs, better living conditions. Some people don't like Ontario's extreme winter when they are knee deep in snow and it is like frozen ice on the road, or black ice, slippery conditions, breaking bones while going to work, cracking heads, getting into slip and fall cases increase, and so they probably want to move to BC, and this is where Amrit Sura comes in picture. All you need to do is 778. It's easy number. I just crammed it up. I will never forget it now. 999-1531. Number to call. If you are looking to buy in Greater Toronto area, I am your guy. 647-333-2273. We talk a lot of sense that helps home buyers and home sellers make the right decisions about selling their homes or buying their homes, and we are very transparent in our transaction. I just recently received a testimonial that was great, and I'm so happy to have served these clients buy and sell property, and they're again working with me. So people don't work with you again if you don't give them right service, right, Amrit?
100%. I mean, yeah, you wanna win their business, because at the end of the day, this is, you're in it to serve them for their transition. There's certainly a high number of service providers out there, but at the end of the day, you want to make sure that you have the opportunity to explore all the options, right? So,
absolutely.
I mean, like you said, there's significant things that we get involved with. We have to make sure that that we go in, and if there's a requirement for them to get a mover involved or a handyman, things like that. But I see you've put up your reviews here. This is awesome.
Well, this is my ultimate reward. We ended up their transactions last month, and I sent them a request to send me a testimonial. They took their own time and never reminded them again. I totally forgot that I sent them a request. It came in day before. There was a pleasant surprise from my client. I was so happy that I got it. And then we exchanged some message about that. I was very thankful to them, because this doesn't happen all the time. So we are very thankful when people send us these kinds of testimonials. It is kind of a booster for us. So that means we need to keep doing the right stuff all the time. So people understand and they value our services. It's not just about silly stuff, talking, not giving them the right product. We try to give them the right product. We try to help them out as much as I can. So this is where we are. It was totally transparent. I told them everything. I'm trying to pull up the messages that were exchanged with them, and I don't know where those messages came in. Do they just disappear or what? No idea. So it is always a teamwork with people, and teamwork always pays off. So I'm so grateful to them. And not only that, they gave me 5 points on everything. Look at that. Neighborhood knowledge 5, experience 5, professionalism 5, negotiation 5, property knowledge 5, communication 5, contact expectation 5. So that's all about doing the right stuff for people.
Yes. Wow. That is impressive. I mean, you want to make sure that we're in it to serve people the best way possible, right? So
Yeah,
um, at the end of the day, I think there's great reward because we're trying to make things impact, and we look at it in a small sense where okay, it's just a family thing,
yeah.
but just imagine how much of a change you're making for the extension of their family too, right?
This is Vijay Wadwani's testimonial. I have sold him this house in 2015. I sold it back for him in 2022, and I also helped him make a move. So I moved his stuff to Edmonton, Alberta. Calgary, yeah, he went to Calgary. He
Yeah,
went
we
to
had.
Calgary. So it's so nice when people talk like that. And
Yes.
this is the award that I, as a realtor, look for. I
Hmm.
love to see these things. That's ultimate thing in our life, to get them say about it. If I say I am honest, who cares? Nobody
Hmm.
cares. Everyone is honest. Even a thief says I am honest. Even the most crooked person says he is honest.
Hmm.
But it's only when people they touch, they affect, say yes, he is honest. Then honesty means honesty, right?
100%. Exactly.
Yeah.
Um,
So, do you have any idea of how mortgage in US versus Canada operates?
I no, I haven't taken a deep dive into that. Can you explain
Okay.
that to us?
People complain about rates in Canada all the time. Oh, the bank is going way up, and but they don't realize that only in Canada they get the advantage of given a warning before things happen, such as, hey, rates are going up by end of the day today. Send in your application. That will lock your rate until its day. In US, this doesn't happen.
Hmm.
In US, a lender may increase rate 3 to 5 times within 24 hours.
Wow.
So you call your client and say, hey, Mr. Mortgage borrower, the Bank of America the lender has just increased the rate to 4.34%. This is at 9 o'clock, early call. And then at 12 o'clock, you call them again. Hey, I'm sorry to say that again. The lender has changed the rate from 4.37 to 4.60%. And then at 4 o'clock, you call them again and say, I'm sorry to break this out to you. I hate doing it, but the lender has changed the rate to 5% now. It can happen within 24 or less hours. This is
Wow.
how it works. In Canada, fixed rates are based off 5-year government bond yield. In US, the benchmark is 10-year treasury bills. This is how they price it. So when the yields are moving meaningfully in Canada, a lender may send a rate update once this week or perhaps twice if the rate moves are very large. But the US, even if it is 5 basis point increase, which is 0.05%, lender adjusts rates on double. You may see 3 rate increases within 8 to 24 hours. This is crazy, right?
Wow, that is significant. I mean, that's going to impact a lot of people, right?
You try to lock up, you try to
Mhm.
lock the rate, there is a process in the US to follow. An application has to be made. Even if you go online and try to get the rate locked using their app, the next thing that a broker must do is prepare some kind of, it is called an estimate, a loan estimate document. It has to send 3 days, within 3 days of application and sign. So by the time this process is completed, the rates are already going up. And people
Wow.
think Canadian mortgage is bad. So it's just a perspective of how the neighbor is doing, the biggest economy in the world. That's why they are the
Right.
biggest economy in the world, because they know how to make money. And
Hmm.
unless the loan estimate is signed within 3 days of sending in the application, you won't get a rate locked in. But in Canada, if you send an application today, your rate can be locked in today itself. The lender says, send your applications by midnight, rates are going up from tomorrow, all applications will receive the previous rate. And people send an application and they are locked in at the older rate. Can we say hell yeah to it? Because that's a great
Okay.
thing. And in case of Canadian borrowers, you can lock the rate for how many days? 120 days. And in US, if you ask this kind of rate hold, they will just laugh at you. They will say, go. No, 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 this is not possible. The maximum rate hold in US is only 30 days. You go to find a property with 30 days and close it. If not, then everything changes. This is how they are. You cannot count the number of times rates go up in US, but yes, you can count on fingers how many times a lender increase the rate within a day or two. There are very few instances. We get early warning of rate increase. Rates going up midnight, please send in your application by 11:59 p.m. to get logged in rate. So I just want to say this is a blessed country you are in. So keep it good. That's all about it. And we give you information. Mr. Surah talked about numbers, how things are moving up and down, but these numbers shouldn't affect us buyer who is really serious in buying a home. Speculation is really bad in real estate industry. You buy when you can. You can only speculate if you have cash in your hand and don't care about bank loans. That's okay. Then because you have maybe $3 million sitting in your bank account, you're buying a $2 million property cash and waiting it to crash when it becomes 1.6 or $1.7 million, it's acceptable. But if you have to get mortgage loan and you speculate, it's going to be an uphill journey for you to get into that house, because not only appraisal will be low, it will be low. I am saying will be low. I'm not speculating. Appraisals are coming low. And then you are bringing in the deficit amount to close your transaction. There are so many DFTs that happen every other day in our areas. In 24 hours, one deal didn't close. It was due to close, but it did not close. It was a good house. It was a good house, and the closing was scheduled. I will tell you this right here. The closing of this property was scheduled for 2nd of August, and the property had sold on 7th of June. On 7th of June, this property sold, but then it was closing on 2nd of August. Didn't close. It fell back. It is back on the market. This house is $1.6 million house in the market right now. This is a good house. If you want to see the images of this property, here are the images. So if you look at these property images, this property looks nicer to me. Of course, the driveway needs some work. That's okay. This is an old area of Brampton. This is right close to the Brampton Civic Hospital. And seems like these guys did a lot of upgrades into the property. It has double door grand entry. This photo seems to be extended. It seems to be a new pulled around. That's why the door looks so bigger. It shouldn't be that big. So this is how the house looks like. That seems to be a side entrance to me. And there's a Gautam Buddha statue on the table. So buy this. This brings fortune. Look at the work they did. Nice flooring. This is textured flooring similar to the wood, but it could be ceramic. The floors seem to be older. Things like they stained it or they didn't touch them. Spotlights makes people happy. I don't know why. But this is a house. It's a big house. If you need more information about this property, it's still available for sale. Give me a shout. 647-333-2273. Extensively renovated property. I cannot commit to what price we will be able to get, but of course you can negotiate. The problem is property sold somewhere in June. The market was still tumbling down. I don't like this portion. This looks so bad. The market was coming down after April. These people sold for some dollars, which we are not aware of. The data is not available in the system because when a deal falls through, the data is kind of hidden from the view. They just block it. They don't show it. But you can always purchase it. We are at 11:27 a.m. right now, not p.m. And it's time for us to leave. Mr. Sura, do you have to say something? I just showed you the beautiful property that didn't close.
Well, it's waiting for someone who's, who it's meant for. At the end of the day, I think the hype that the media creates for fear is phenomenal. So at the end
that
of the
is
day,
here. That is here.
exactly.
And this property has 3 bedrooms in the basement and a
Wow.
separate kitchen. The lot size
So it could
is
be-
51 feet by 107 feet.
Wow. So it's
Yeah.
a great opportunity. I think
It's a very good opportunity, totally upgraded property, and the area is beautiful. It is right next to the William Osler Hospital in Brampton. And the intersection is Bovard and Bramley. That's the area. Beautiful property. And it's a vacant. You can just move in. Bingo. Go for it. So anyways, yes sir. Any final words before we call a day?
So yeah, thank you for everything. I appreciate it. Just stay out there and keep serving. We're here to help anytime. Looking forward to connecting again next week. There's going to be plenty of things to talk about. Obviously, there's the newer projects that are up and coming as well. So we'll break into some of that information next week. So hopefully you'll have you'll have some good news during the course of the rest of this week, and exciting things over the weekend too.
Thank you very much, Amrit. We just had a long weekend, the civic holiday, and people still keep asking for more long weekends. I don't know what they do on long weekends, but our weekend is all busy. Yeah? I have had some renovation project going on. Still, the house is very messy. Things are scattered, trying to organize so we can have good space to sleep as well. There's dust everywhere. So nice talking to you, Amrit. Thank you very much for being here. I will talk to
Thank
you
you.
next Thursday. Come back anytime you want. So you just heard Mr. Amrit Sura talk about Abbotsford market. The market is very affordable in Abbotsford, BC. If you're moving, not only the property prices are great, but the neighborhood is fantastic. The air show is happening as we speak from tomorrow. It's 4th, 5th, 6th, 7th. There is air show going on. Tickets are very inexpensive. Go there and enjoy the show. You may like it. Royal Canada Air Force is also there. US Air Force is also there. I have seen USAF only in those superhero movies, but maybe you can see their planes in action right there in first person account. The market will keep changing its colors, keep changing the numbers, but you shouldn't be scared of that. You should buy when you can. If you cannot buy, I would understand. So you can, if you cannot buy, you can say, oh, the market has crashed. You don't want to buy it because it looks bad to you. Maybe you will buy when the market goes up. It looks nicer. Look, that's all up to you. You know the statistics, how the market was before this came down. It will be there very soon before even you realize that. So go for action. Do not speculate if you can buy cash or you have means to a mortgage. Otherwise, I leave it to you. Thank you very much for being with us. Before I call it a day, I would like to sympathize with each and every one of the viewers who lost a family member today. We share your grief. We shall pray to the peace, to the departed soul. May God keep them in heavenly abode. With that, give us permission. We'll see you tomorrow. And we are not live on Sundays. We only play recorded episodes on Sundays. But if you have a question, if you want to come to our platform, share some information about you, your business, you are free to do so. Please call me at 647-333-2273. I shall be more than happy to host you. Thank you very much once again. And